It's like, bro, there's only one thing to talk about, bro. You know, like that. I'd love to talk about something else, but the chat ain't really gonna let us, fam.
You preaching to the fucking choir, man. I just did an 1.5-hour stream talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
The chat ain't gonna let us, bro.
And guess what? I just had a 1-hour conversation with one of my mates talking about it. So listen, that's the only thing to talk about at the moment, even if you don't.
It's the only thing to talk about, and you know what it is, yeah. Big up everyone for, you know what I mean, because bro, this is a sticky one, you know, like that. And big up everyone that's actually brave enough to have an opinion on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because in situations like that, it's very easy to do the cop-out thing, yeah, that everyone seems to do now in society, where it's like everyone has to have the same opinion. If you don't have the same opinion, then we're going to cancel you, and then they want to shame you into not having an opinion. Do you know what I mean? You're this, you're an apologist, you're this, that, and the other. Bro, this is what these people do. They use shaming tactics, yeah, to get people on side, bro, because people don't want to use their brain. Do you know what I mean? Or people don't want to say anything that is different from the crowd. Do you know what I mean? So they try and shame you into just taking their sides. And this is exactly why you get things like Brexit, for instance, yeah, because people live in echo chambers, yeah, and then you get people that are too scared to voice their opinions on certain things, but then they go in the booth and then they tick the other box. You know them one. But on Twitter, them man were just like, yeah. Then the man go into the booth and they tick the other box.
Yeah,
because people are scared to have a fucking opinion, bro, out loud, because they don't want to get cancelled.
Yeah.
You know, like that. They don't want to get cancelled.
Yeah, I don't know about your man's timelines, because mine it seems fairly split. On mine, you know what I'm saying?
I haven't split as well.
I know you haven't, but on mine it's split, and I have the same energy that I had at the start of this than that I have now. And I'm like, we all heard the voice note. You know what I'm saying, we seen the messages, we see that. I'm just not with it. You know what I'm saying? And that whether United bring him back or not, that's a whole conversation up to them if they do it. But I am not with it, because people are saying, oh, the charges was dropped. Yo, the victim decided not to go ahead and press charges. And like I say, I have someone who close to me who's a police officer, one of my dons, and he spoke to me about this. We was talking on this, and he said if the victim doesn't want to go forward with the case, if there's no witness and no video evidence, there's nothing the prosecution can do. There's nothing they can do.
Bro, and Flawless, so, what we should highlight, because there's a lot of misinformation on this trial. It's not that, bro, she never pressed charges in the first place. She never wanted to press charges in the first place. She didn't go to the police and say, he done X, Y, Z, go and take him. That's not what happened. What happened was some stuff came out on the internet, and the police acted on the evidence that they had on the internet after the uproar of everyone, and they took matters into their own hands. She never ever wanted to press charges, and she never ever did. Do you see what I'm saying? So people are going on like, oh, she went to the police and then he paid the family money and then she changed her mind. Bro, she didn't change her mind. She never went to press charges in the first place. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, because I'm hearing that, and obviously rumors in social media that, oh, she's back with him and all that. Just because, again, people, he got off and there's no charges against him and they weren't pressed, doesn't mean he didn't.
Bro, you're saying that she's back with him. There's no evidence that they were ever not together.
Rumors,
Do you know what I'm saying? There's no evidence that bruv. There's no evidence that they broke up in the first place. Like, literally, since I've seen Mason in the first team, him and his gal have unfollowed and followed each other on Twitter, on Instagram, like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, like
they stay falling out. You know them ones there. So we don't even know if they ever broke up. We don't know.
And that's where the speculation comes into it.
Back together, bro. Like, like, we don't even know if they ever weren't together, bro. Like, ever. Because they be doing this childish shit. Oh, I'm gonna unfollow you on Instagram. That's what that young generation do. They think if you unfollow someone on Instagram, they don't exist no more, bro.
Yeah,
I got your number in my phone, bro.
I'll just bail you. But yeah, back to it. And like I said, my stance on it now is still the same, outside of all the outside shit. Just because they was dropped, like I said, my bro told me how them things work. And like I said, with no witnesses, with no CCTV evidence, video footage, people, they can't do anything. They have no case. But that doesn't take away what we heard. We all heard it. You know what I'm saying? If Manchester United decide to take him back, that's on them. I'm against it. That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, even if he's not guilty of doing what people think he done, he's still guilty of being a shit human being. However, do you know what I mean? Him just being a shit human being or him being a shit person, that is not grounds alone to terminate someone's contract, because there's a lot of shit people. You
can't terminate. That's because people was trying to get at me about, well, not get at me. People was asking me saying, oh, how come Manchester United didn't terminate his contract? Because from a legal standpoint, he hadn't done anything, so they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because if they
can't terminate man's contract because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
because
mean? Because if that's the case, you're terminating hella contracts.
And even though there was, you know, the footage that was leaked online by the girl and stuff, Manchester United couldn't just go off that footage and say, "Yo, listen, we terminate your contract because of X, Y, and Z videos."
Facts.
They couldn't. So obviously now it's up to them what they want to do. I think they put out a statement saying that they're going to have their own investigation, like in-house investigation. So we'll wait and see what happens, man. Personally, I'm with Flawless, bro. I wouldn't bring him back to the club if I was, you know, involved with the club. And remember when that thing first broke out, when it happened, when the footage was leaked and stuff, the audio and the pictures. Remember, some of the teammates unfollowed him. Rashford even done the whole like posting his girl and saying that they're staying
That was
together
low
forever.
still. He didn't need to do that shit though.
Do you know what I mean? And that for me insinuated that, you know, we're with the victim here. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if bringing him back to the club is gonna, you know, if it's gonna be a good idea. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't think it's gonna cause. It's not going to create a good atmosphere. And Ten Hag's already had to deal with a lot of nonsense this year with the Ronaldo stuff, and you don't want to add that to it as well.
Even if he didn't, like Tons is saying, it's bad for the brand anyway, bro. If I own Manchester United, I'm saying, you know what, whether he's innocent or not,
we don't want to be associated.
It's not worth it, bro. Like the negatives outweigh the positives. Do you know what I'm saying? So from the club's point of view, I'd just be saying, you know what, I don't want nothing to do with him. But what I'm not gonna do, because I'm not an absolute moron, and also I know how life works, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's 100% guilty based on what I've heard, bro. I can't say guilty of what, bruv? Guilty of being a dickhead? Absolutely. You know them ones, guilty of being a shit human being, bro. Like morally, his morals don't align with mine. Do you know what I mean? But if I fucking didn't like everyone whose morals that didn't align with me, bro, I know that
like anyone.
But I wouldn't like anyone.
Exactly.
Because you know what I mean? I've been around girls, I've been around guys that behave in ways that I don't fuck with, bro.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And if that's grounds for termination of contract, then all these motherfuckers will be unemployed.
Huh?
You know, like that.
Yeah, because
you know
let's not
I
act
seen
like
some of you teachers sniffing coke in the bathroom on a Friday night, bro, and they're teaching your kids.
Yeah, that's
because let's not act like footballers are not on crud, because they are. Do you know what I mean? So
bro,
we all know
human
stories.
Beings in general, bro.
And human beings in general.
Most of us, Aaron, bro. If there was 24-hour fucking microphones and cameras around all of us, do you know what I mean? With no context, 99% of us ain't got a job.
Facts.
Swear down. Even if, bro, no context, bro. Even if I was just joking, gone. You know them ones there. Is my mad?
Yeah, I know people's moral compasses is fucked up. This is why I don't fuck with most people in general. I don't even need the cameras and mics on you 24/7. You know what I'm saying? This is why more often than not I keep myself to myself. But with this situation, like I said, can they terminate his contract? No. But can they not have him back? Yeah, because people were saying the statement that Manchester United put out about Greenwood is very similar to the one they put about Ronaldo. Not obviously with this situation, I'm saying with him going and then he was gone.
Okay.
What did
it's very similar.
Okay. Yeah.
With the Ronaldo, they put out a statement after the Piers Morgan thing. They put out a statement.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're saying obviously the context is different because it's two situations, but people in my chat were saying if you look at them both, they're the same. He's gone, man. They ain't gonna do this. Even whether it's a moral standpoint or the brand.
Greenwood, and then he gets signed. He probably gets signed, ends up going Serie A or something like that.
Somebody will. Not over here.
Ends up mashing work. This is what will happen.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I've said this many times. If Man United and if they let him go, it will be a thing where they'll put out a statement and say that they mutually agreed to terminate his contract. They'll do that, and then he'll go. And bro,
he say that he thinks it's best to move on, or maybe they might put him in rehab for the rest of the season. Say that he's rehabilitating or something like that.
Exactly,
you
and
never
the club's
know.
trying to help him,
and then test the temperature. You never know. Do you know what I'm saying?
And after that, he can go abroad and play football abroad. Trust me, people that say that he's not going to play football anymore, he's 21. Let's be real.
Bruv, he's playing ball, fam.
Listen, he could go to the MLS and play.
And he'll play ball. Forget the MLS, bro. Like, he'll go to one of the top leagues in Europe and he'll play ball, blood. Like, let's not do the MLS thing, bro. Like, you've got to understand that, like I said, everyone's moral compass is different. Just because I wouldn't take him back at my club, that don't mean, that these billionaires, bro. And listen, if you're squeaky clean, and your moral compass is, you don't make that kind of money, really. You know, like that. Do you know what I mean? You gotta love a pound note, blood. You know what I'm saying? To make that much money, you must be willing to kind of overlook certain things. You seen it in Hollywood, certain man's brethren's touching that little you and that man are just overlooking it because it's like we're all in this together. Like, listen, like with this guy, it would not be under the fucking realms of impossibility that this brother ends up coming back somehow. Do you know what I'm saying?
How many times have we?
I wouldn't personally do it.
Yeah,
but bro, if it happened, wouldn't fucking be surprised.
Yeah,
they'll take him in Italy tomorrow, blood. Them man are doing fucking match fixing, all these other things. Do you know what I mean? Them man will take him working with open arms, bro. Maradona was sniffing coke on the pitch.
You've said it many times. You've said it many times, Rands. Like his career in the UK might be finished, but his career abroad is not finished at all. And you just mentioned it there. Somebody will take him. And I've seen a few names thrown in the comments as well. Shout out to the comment section. There's loads of footballers still playing today after what happened to them or what they did, and legally stuff happened. Jerome Boateng's still playing. Marcus Alonso still playing. Do you know what I mean? Just to throw a few names in there. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mason Greenwood goes abroad and he's still playing. It wouldn't.
Of course not. It wouldn't, because we know that football is not a moral thing. We are fully aware of that. That's why it wouldn't be a shock. I'm just saying, my moral compass, I just can't deal with it. So that's why when people ask me, oh, but what if this and what if that, or what if you knew him, I got asked, or what if that's your brother or something? I'm like, yo, my stance is still the same. Don't matter if I know you or I don't. My stance still stays the same.
I can't lie. Man said, how long until Jose's on the phone?
Rotted.
Listen, bro, it's true, man. Roma and that. Jose with the arm around the shoulder, telling him that, yo, this could be the greatest comeback story ever, blood. Man said, number 30 in the Royal Rumble, Mason Greenwood. That's what they're saying, bro. Man come out in the John Cena fucking t-shirt, bro, with the sweatbands. Yo, it's crazy, It might be Jose, blood. It might be Jose.
But I want to know what investor like I say, people, to those that are looking at it going, oh, we got off on that. If it was that case and he's legally cleared, why are Manchester United doing their own investigation? That tells you all you need to know. If he's been cleared and everything's calm, they're doing an investigation for a reason. That's not an accident. Bear in mind, like I say, people saying he's been cleared. The charges were dropped. They weren't dropped because of lack of evidence. They were dropped because the victim refused to go forward with it. That's what happened. Let's not forget that. Yeah, I'm sure many of you lot have watched Power or watched Law and Order, SVU, and seen this type of thing happens. You know what I'm saying? Sopranos. When people make witnesses go missing or witnesses stop talking and all those type of things. With no witness, with no victim wanting to go forward, there's no case. People in anything.
Nah, but you know what it is, we've heard thing. It's not that the witness went missing, bruv. She never.
No, I'm not saying I'm choosing that as an example. I'm just using that as an example.
She never wanted to testify. She didn't want to. She didn't want to press charges. So because she never wanted to press charges, and the police basically said, with the evidence that you've put online, we have enough to override you not wanting to press charges and investigate anyway. That's what happened. They done their investigations. They realized that they didn't have enough to convict him based on that without her testifying, and she said, I'm not testifying, so they let him go. So basically they said they've got insufficient evidence,
and I think they also said
so it means technically he's innocent, bro. Like there's been brothers that have got innocent, not guilty, and have been guilty, blood. So just because he got a not guilty, it doesn't mean that he isn't guilty. But also, if a man gets guilty, it don't mean they're guilty either. Like that. Doesn't mean that either, because certain men get guilty and they're not guilty.
And I think that one of the statements said as well that new evidence in favor of Mason Greenwood appeared. And so that's one of the reasons why they're discontinuing the case. So
You'll see what that will come out then in regards to the new evidence. Like I said in it, man, just everything's telling. You feel me? And if she wanted to go ahead, we'd be having a different conversation. But I don't take away from what he did. I just stand on that. Again, I'll keep saying the same. My stance is still the same as was at the time when it first happened, and still now, it's still the same.